Permaculture has changed the way I think. So I try to see things, any problems or stuff like that, a little more holistically now. Uh, I try to take a little bit more time to analyze any projects or problems, mainly looking for the connections that are surrounding it. Um, I also try to think of what's not just a good thing to be. I try not to just look for the goal of solving the one particular problem, but I'm also looking at what actions can I take or not take to benefit not only my particular problem, but other things that are surrounding it. So whether that's the people or the materials or just any of the connections. I like to advocate the importance of inventories. Before you embarking on any project, I think it's really important just to sit back and just to lay it all out, because it's really the observation phase of any project. I think it's really important to identify any problems, any snags, and look at those problems and prioritize them. Because it's good to know what might come back and bite you later down on the project. So, your zone and sector analysis is always a really good tool. And when doing that, I always try to make sure to count both your physical and the social aspects. The land itself, I just love it. The proximity, of course, is great. We've had a relationship with that land before. I used to go biking and skiing there and taking the dogs. But besides that, for the bees, it's just fantastic. The amount of diversity and the forage that's there. There's times in the summer where it's like you could barely find a square inch that doesn't have a flower on it. It's just amazing. Just because you've got all these kind of old meadows that used to be farms, so all these wildflowers have come up in different phases of forest regeneration. But you've also got a more mature forest along Greens Creek and all along the green belt. So the bees have access to water. They've got access to a lot of trees, which is really important in the spring, early spring, like pollen from willows and stuff like that. But otherwise, I definitely have to say what I love is the people, the connections that we've made there and the relationships. So just teaching people beekeeping, sharing that awe and amazement of people's first time seeing a hive being opened up is just, I just love it. And I'll never forget my first experience, and I just love being able to share that with people. I like to consider the bees or the beehives to be the center of a guild, the way that we might consider a large fruit tree the center of a guild. So beyond caring for the bees within the hive, there's things like I want to consider the placement. So maybe like in a sun trap, but we also want to look at maybe doing some pollinator gardens. So maybe make some pollinator guilds that can serve multiple purposes well. So they can be edible and medicinal. They could serve as windbreaks. They could serve as soil building, nutrient accumulators, and just obviously providing forage for the bees, especially during times of dearth or like for some season extension, like especially in the spring and in the late fall. So that's something that we're really trying to work on there too.